I'm here at the Gov 2.0 Expo with Randi Levin, who's the Chief Technology Officer of the City of Los Angeles. And Randi was just up on stage with me talking about LA's move to cloud computing. Your move, you said, was largely driven by cost savings. When you think about the technology transformations today, what other opportunities are there for cost savings?
Certainly that's one huge area. Second area is looking at opportunities to share applications, share code with other cities, not just within California, but within the U.S.
And are you taking concrete steps to do that? What's involved in sharing with other cities?
It's new ground that we're traversing. We have opportunities within the state of California with San Francisco particularly and San Diego, the bigger cities, to really look at the areas where we have applications or just pieces of functionality that we need for particular areas, and why should we all be reinventing the wheel each time when a lot of our requirements are all the same?
Yeah, I'm on the board of a group called Code for America, and we're working with cities to bring fellows, kind of the model of Teach for America, to come work with cities. And one of the projects with the city of Washington, D.C. is actually to build infrastructure and processes for sharing between cities. Is that something you'd be interested in becoming part of?
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
Good. So I also wanted to ask, like, if you were to categorize the opportunities for cities to standardize and to build applications that could be reused, what would be your hit list? Clearly, San Francisco and Washington D.C. cooperating on Open 311 for 311 services. Hopefully, we'll start to see standardization so that we can get apps that the city just does not have to build.
Right.
Are there other areas that you would list as your top?
Yes, traffic applications.
So, what kind of traffic applications?
I think today we have more real-time information on where there is traffic, but when you layer upon other things, particularly in LA that we have going on in other cities, like fixing streets, like permits for filming, all of that, we have transactional data that really should be layered upon our fixed data. And to give us better traffic information, because it's not enough to say there was an accident, which is really what we get today. But we want to know, was there an accident on this street and is it closed, or are 3 lanes gone down to 1, or they've closed off the street for filming, et cetera, so people will make better decisions when they're driving.
Right, so there's this whole body of data that's generated by old manual processes, permits, for example, that just isn't part of that real-time web. And so one of the challenges is, how do you make that a layer that cooperates with the real-time data?
Right.
Okay.
And I can imagine that other cities have the same situation.
Yeah.
We're looking at parking too, because one of the things, if we can get better parking information, what lots are open or closed, what spots are available, then people won't circle blocks, and add to the traffic. And when the traffic is so tight now, that's the kind of information that you want, not just which freeways have an accident.
So how would you see that information being delivered to citizens?
Well, you can get it on your mobile phone now, and most of the iPhone, the Android phone platform, you can get that information.
So this doesn't mean the city has to develop an application, it means the city has to provide a data feed.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And the application could be the same for all the cities.
So beyond traffic, what's next on your hit list?
I think public safety, because there are so many components of public safety that every police department needs, and they still build their own applications. And again, why is it that we build separate applications for every single police department, when actually the movement is for interjurisdictional information, and they all have very similar needs, so that doesn't make sense either.
How about the interactions of citizens with government? One of the things that I see come up again and again is the difficulty of figuring out who to talk to, particularly if you have to talk to multiple agencies. You know, you're eligible for 12 different programs with 12 different departments, and you probably end up just giving up. Do you have any thoughts about that sort of unified intake of, you know, a universal contact database so a citizen can sort of say, here's what I'm trying to do, and have it get routed appropriately to multiple places? Is that?
We've been talking most recently about a resident portal, you know, for the city of LA, and maybe doing it jointly with the county as well. And so that you go there and you can either register for services that you're interested in, or provide some basic information about yourself so we can push out information. And so, I mean, we're in the exploratory stage of this, but we think that if we can get some basic information back from residents, then we can push out relevant information and, you know, have it be a give and take.
So, have you heard about Code for America?
Yes, I have.
And when you hear this idea of sort of young idealistic developers come to help cities work on civic software, is that kind of an exciting vision?
It's a great vision, because there are, particularly coming out of high school and college now, there are some really bright, you know, kids that this may not be their career, but they may just have an interest in it, or it may be their career and they just want to, you know, participate in providing more applications, you know, for the public. So, given government's ability to have, you know, a lot of resources right now, which we all don't, if we can tap that pool of, you know, very highly skilled, or even in case not highly skilled, but people that just have a passion for developing applications, I think it's great. Why not?
That's right. It's also an opportunity to show how quickly some of these things can be done, because it is a culture change that we're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. Normally in the past it's taken us, you know, all of us in the IT field, you know, a year or two to deliver something that people want, and that's the cycle people have gotten used to. And I think between doing this and doing more of the cloud computing things on the application side, our ability to deliver applications and services is going to radically increase.
So when you think about the future of technology in cities, what's the thing you're most excited about, and what's the thing you're most afraid of?
There are so many. The most excited would be there's so many possibilities right now. They're just endless, because with the cloud computing, you know, entire movement, with, you know, applications for and Code for America, applications for government, you know, getting all of those and being able to utilize those, it's just endless in terms of the things that we're going to be able to automate and push out and have access to. So I think all of those things are very, very exciting. The thing I'm most afraid of, or thing that I'm worried about, is the amount of time on the other side that it takes internal governments to make decisions and then and worry about just the data being out there and what people are going to do with it. So I think we have to come to a meeting of the minds, because I think that most of the data should be transparent, but there's some data that, you know, will not be transparent, primarily
that's true.
for security.
We have to get that right, or we get a big backlash.
Right, for security reasons. So, you know, in our zest to be out there and pushing technology and all of that, I think we do have to be mindful and do our analysis on, you know, what data needs to be kept private for security reasons.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.